Aye. Stern? Aye. Stone? No. Vidak? No. Wachowski? Aye. Wiener? Aye. Wilk? No.
Senator De Leon moves the call. File item 136, Senator De Leon. Mr. Secretary, please read.
Senate Bill 100 by Senator De Leon, enacting to energy.
Senator De Leon.
Thank you very much, Madam President. Colleagues, 2 years ago, we passed a historic measure establishing the goal of 50% clean renewable power for California by the year 2030. At the time, reaching the 50% renewable portfolio standard was an ambitious but attainable target. But knowing what we know today, we clearly aimed too low. We've seen incredible economic as well as technological breakthroughs in just the last 2 years that have redefined what is in fact possible. But just don't take it from me. Just a few days ago, a vice president at Sempra Energy, the parent company of San Diego Gas and Electric, as well as the gas company in Los Angeles, which together serve more than 25 million consumers, told an audience that 100% clean renewable power is no longer a technological challenge, but in fact an economic decision. I quote, "The technology has been resolved. How fast do you want to get to 100%? That can be done today." We won't get there overnight, we know that. But we know now that we can in fact reach 100% clean renewable electricity. Senate Bill 100 accelerates the process. It speeds up our 50% RPS to 2026. It also asks us to reach to 60% by the year 2030. By 2045, we'll also entirely eliminate the need for fracking from our electricity grid. This is critical not just to clean up our air and meet our world-leading emission targets, but also because it will drive job growth for decades in California, creating strong middle-class jobs that can lift families and communities across our state. We have already seen the economic benefits. Today, California is home to over 100,000 solar jobs. Clean energy is, in fact, a pillar of our economy that employs now more than 500,000 Californians. That's nearly 10 times more the number of coal mining jobs that exist in the entire nation. So clean energy is the future. SB 100 ensures that California leads the nation and the world into the future. Madam President, as well as colleagues, I ask for a strong, resoundingly bipartisan aye vote.
Thank you, Senator De Leon. Members, discussion or debate? Senator Skinner.
Thank you, Madam President. I want to thank our pro tem for bringing this bill. And I note that those of us following the news just saw that the occupant of the White House is decided to pull out of the Paris Climate Agreement. So California will have to forge on and continue to demonstrate to the country and the rest of the world the benefits of climate leadership and the economic strength of climate leadership. And 100% renewable energy is one way to do that, and I strongly support the bill and thank the pro tem for bringing it before us.
Thank you, Senator Skinner. Further discussion or debate? Seeing none, Senator De Leon, would you like to close? Senator Stern. Sorry, couldn't see you.
Oh, no worries. Thank you, Madam President. Just behind my colleague from San Francisco here. Wanted to applaud the pro tem, and I think just briefly noted, I believe this bill is stronger than when it came out, when it came to us in Energy Committee. I appreciate the pro tem continuing to refine this, to work with all stakeholders, and especially to address environmental justice issues going forward. I don't think we have to choose between equity, strong economy, and clean air in our community. So I applaud the author of the measure and look forward to supporting day. So thank you.
Thank you, Senator Stern. Senator Stone.
Thank you, Madam President. I rise in opposition to SB 100. We've done a lot in the state of California with PACE programs to provide affordable solar for many homes throughout the state of California. I was involved in the HERO program that is now a statewide program that has over 50,000 installations and certainly has created a lot of jobs. But I think we should let the technology drive the industry. The industry understands that there's money to be made in alternative energies. But What if we can't make that mandate that we're putting into law today? What it's going to do is it's going to drive up electricity bills for our businesses that cite that as one of the #1 reasons why they're considering leaving the state of California, or the high utility bills that many of our residents pay in the state of California that have to decide whether or not they're going to live with enduring heat in 110-degree weather or turn their air conditioners on. So if we don't have the science to back up the methodology to get to 2030 with 60% coming from renewables, then it's going to increase costs for our constituents. We need to let the technology drive the innovations in alternative energy and not put mandates out there that may be unachievable. For those reasons, in the best interest of our constituents that have to pay the highest utility bills in the country and our businesses that have to survive, I urge a no vote.
Thank you, Senator Stone. Senator Jackson?
Yes, very briefly. Thank you, Madam President. You know, we could sit here all day and talk about the things that we can't accomplish, but yesterday we honored the memory, or the birth and the memory of John F. Kennedy, who was president during the 1960s and decided we were going to put a man on the moon within a decade. We had nothing other than a dream and an aspiration and great American ingenuity, and we did put a man on the moon within that 10-year period of time. This is eminently doable. We're California. If we put our minds to something, we can accomplish anything. That's the California spirit. That's why we continue to have the 6th largest economy in the world. And all the claims that, oh, we're overburdening people and that the world and the sky is falling aren't true, never have been true, aren't going to be true. I'm kind of tired of hearing all the negative things. This is the spirit of California. This is a good bill. Let's attempt to achieve this, and I will bet you that we will get there even before the time frame is up. We've done that with all of our energy issues. We beat the deadline. We're going to beat the deadline. We're going to bring the best and the brightest minds here who realize that the sky is the only limit. With that, I ask for an aye vote.
Thank you, Senator Jackson. Senator DeLeon, would you like to close?
Yes, thank you very much, Madam President. Colleagues, I appreciate very much the discussion. Let me make just a few corrections, an attempt at a few corrections. One, I think technology is driven by the market signals to move capital that's necessary. Therefore, in a state like California, it is policy that helps drive the technology. Not always, but oftentimes, especially in the clean energy space. The fact that we have the empirical evidence that clearly demonstrates that we have created upwards up to 500,000 clean energy jobs is a good sign of economic growth. Therefore, we should continue to move forward. We have about close to 3 decades, 28 years, until we meet our mandated target of 100% clean energy. It is doable. It is within arm's length, especially when we have the Vice President of Sempra Energy saying very clearly that technological-wise, it is doable and it is quite possible. I'd like to make one correction, which is very important, because this has been touted on numerous occasions, but it is actually not a fact, and any continued attempt to state otherwise would be purposefully deceiving Californians. We actually in California pay among the lowest utility bills in America. That is a fact. Look up the empirical evidence. We can demonstrate and put the methodologies together to make sure it's apples to apples. So any continued attempt to say otherwise would be purposefully deceiving Californians, or therefore Americans. California actually pays the 4th lowest utility bills on average in the United States of America. Why? Because of the policies that we have driven from the state legislative body when it comes to energy efficiency, reducing our energy load. So there are areas in California that disproportionately spend more money on their utility bills because of the climate patterns. Central Valley, Inland Empire, when it gets hot, it gets really hot. So therefore, you have to use the air conditioner HVAC system. No question about that. You drive your utility bills up. When it gets cold, because it gets very cold in those areas, you use your heater, your HVAC system. So it sort of kind of like varies from region to region, but I want to make sure that we understand that. The goal of SB 100 is threefold, simple, straightforward. Let's give a tax break, a tax cut to all Californians, because when they open up that utility bill, they're going to get lower they're going to be paying less money from their pocketbook. That's the end goal objective. 2, let's further decarbonize our economy to deal straightforward with the issue of climate change. And thirdly, and perhaps just as importantly, let's continue to create jobs and put Californians to work. Doesn't make a difference if you're a Democrat or Republican alike. Trump supporter, Hillary Clinton supporter, Bernie Sanders supporter, none of the above. Let's get people to work and let's grow this economy. Madam President, as colleagues, I respectfully ask for an aye vote.
Thank you, Senator De Leon. Mr. Secretary, please call the roll.
Allen. Aye. Anderson. No. Atkins. Aye. Bates. No. Bell. Aye. Berryhill. No. Bradford. Aye. Cannella. No. De Leon. Aye. Dodd. Aye. Fuller. No. Gaines. No. Gaggiani. Aye. Glazer. Aye. Hernandez. Aye. Hertzberg. Aye. Hill. Aye. Hueso. Aye. Jackson. Aye. Lara. Leyva. Aye. McGuire. Mendoza. Aye. Mitchell. Monning. Aye. Morlock. No. Morell. No. Newman. Aye. Wynn. No. Nilsson. No. Pan. Aye. Porcentino. Roth. Skinner. Aye. Stern. Aye. Stone. No. Vidak. No. Wykowski. Aye. Wiener. Aye. Wilk.
Senator moves a call. File item 99, Senator De Leon. Mr. Secretary, please read.
Thank you. Thank you.
Senate Bill 518 by Senator De Leon, an act relating to energy and making an appropriation therefore.
Senator De Leon.
Thank you, Madam President. Colleagues, this is the last bill I'll present here today. This is, and I want to thank you for the opportunity to present 518. This measure extends and modifies Proposition 39, the Clean Energy Jobs Act of 2012. If you recall, this is a measure that I moved